Greetings of the day. Myself Chitra Sharma, Assistant Professor with AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. Today, the topic which we are covering is Bombay Shops and Establishment Act, which came into enforcement in 1948. It's one of the most important acts for the hotels, restaurant, and eating houses. This act was brought in to basically to curtail the unfair practices in the industry. uh, the objective of this act was to consolidate and amend the law relating to the regulations of condition of work and employment in shops, commercial establishment, and hotels, restaurant, and eating houses, theaters, other places of public amusement or entertainment, and other establishment. This act was basically brought into force on 11 January 1949 on the basis of Shantilal Shah's committee report, which was one of the major committee report, and there has been not much changes in this act. Basically, this act earlier came only for the state of central India, that is Maharashtra, covering a little bit part of Gujarat and this part of little bit part of Andhra and towards Orissa. But slowly, whole of India took over it. That time, that's why it was known as Bombay Shops and Establishment Act, and now it is basically known as Shops and Establishment Act. This act is a social piece of legislation of the state government enacted to prevent sweat labors of an unorganized sector, also to regulate the condition of work and employment, and therefore to secure maximum benefits to the employees working in different categories of the establishment, that is shops, commercial establishment, residential hotels, restaurants, eating houses, theaters, and other places of public amusement or entertainment are mainly protected by the provision of this act. The Shops and Establishment Department is headed by the Chief Inspector of Shops and Establishment, and he is assisted by 4 Deputy Chief Inspectors. There are basically few forms and formalities in this act, that is Form A. This is prescribed for registration under the Bombay Shops and Establishment Act. Registration is made under Section 7(1) of the said Act. The second is Form B, which is said to be periodical renewal of the form, and it has most important thing. It is the most important thing, and the renewal is done one for 1 year or 3 at a time, and the renewal is made under Section 2A of the Bombay Shops and Establishment Act. The third form is Form E. This form is prescribed for making any subsequent changes in the formation already submitted in the Form A, that is any kind of modification or any kind of changes. The registration certificate is generally valid up to the end of the calendar year, for which it is granted under Section 2A. It is required to get every registration certificate renewed for next calendar year, 15 days before the date of expiry of the registration certificate. That means if your registration certificate is getting expired somewhere around 31st of December, you have to get it renewed by 15th of December. And it has to be submitted along with Form B with the prescribed renewal fees to the concerned shop inspector. The compliance basically are during the course of enforcement, the inspectors have to visit the various establishment and to direct the breaches of the provision of the Act and the rules framed under there, and to launch prosecutions on defaulters accordingly if they are not following any of the rules and regulations which has been set up by this Act, and if so-called industry which are coming under this Act are not following any of the regulations, then the penalty can be quite high, and there can be circumstances where they can like literally put a seal to the company. The major breach of the provision of the Act consists of non-registration, non-renewal, opening of establishment before the prescribed hour, closing of establishment later than the prescribed hour, exceeding the total hours, or continuous work without a break, spread over, not granting a privileged leave, keeping the establishment open on a weekly closed day, calling employees for their weekly off, employing female employees after prescribed hours, employing child labor, not providing identity cards to certain class of employees, not paying wages as per rates prescribed under the Minimum Wages Act. These are some major breaches which is covered under this act, and any of this is not followed, it can lead to a big legal case, and any establishment can be sealed for this also. The other major breaches of these provisions are nature of procedural lapses that are not maintaining the registers of the employment, leave register, visit book, or line washing register, or not providing leave book to the employees, not making suitable entries, not producing requested record register, notice for the inspection on demand. These are the other few breach which can also happen. The basic required document for the registration is the memorandum of association or article of the association as per the size of the organization. Any premises purchase agreement, if it is in tenancy, then we need to have a lease a deed or a rent agreement. Or if it is owned, then we should have a purchase agreement. Then we should have the list of directors and the management who are there. Their full details, complete details has to be submitted. First, bank account has to be there where the company is registered, not the personal account, but where the company's bank account is there with complete details of the account number, IFC code, and everything. Usually, for such things, they don't have saving account; it is a current account. Income tax assessment of the management people and the directors has to be submitted, and income tax assessment is always submitted for the last 3 years. BMC declaration, the Bombay Municipal Corporation declaration has to be there, but now the act has been changed, so local municipal corporation declaration is attached. Date of commencement of the business, the first day when the business is going to start, that has to be mentioned. So we can conclude saying that this act basically restricts the timing of opening and closing hours of the shops and establishment. It keeps the control on the daily and weekly hours of the work of the employees, interval of rest, spread over. It also gives advantage for providing overtime wages, paid holidays, and leave with the wages to employees. And we can also say conclude to say this. This is one of the most important act which actually for the working people in the industry. This presentation has been made with a reference from the Hotel Law book, which is authored by Amitabh Devendra, and it's an Oxford publication. Please click the link given in the description box for the quiz, and if you have any doubt and not able to understand the presentation, you can get back to me through my email ID, which is given in the first starting itself. Have a great learning and be safe.